Good Friday evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Sydney Welch.
And I'm student meteorologist Colby Pope, and we've got all of it, all you'd ever imagine for weather today for the show. We've got winter weather, we've got severe weather across the country, so really, I mean, just a plethora of different types of weather today.
Yeah, and zooming back into Tallahassee, that's what's going on nationally, but here in Tallahassee, we have beautiful conditions today, but unfortunately, another rainy weekend is here to come.
Well, hopefully we can sneak in a Saturday, you know, so maybe this will be, I think we're thinking this is going to be more of a Sunday morning event, but we'll talk more about that during the show.
Yeah, we will be tracking a frontal system that is making its way east right now, so currently over places like Arkansas and
yeah, we've already got a couple confirmed tornadoes out of that northwestern Arkansas, just south of Fayetteville. So definitely a lot to talk about.
A lot to talk about, and those places were in a moderate risk for severe weather, and it did seem to play out today. So we'll be talking about the risk factors as we go into the next few days and what Tallahassee is going to be seeing into the next few days.
Definitely, we've got a busy weekend as far as activities around Florida State and around Tallahassee. We've got the spring game, so definitely we're going to get you previewed on those events and how the weather is going to play a role in those this weekend.
Yeah, and if the rain does continue, just know that the circus is in town. That's a nice indoor event that you can go to.
Yes.
Yeah, it's under a roof, so if it does end up raining, you can still go to the circus, so that's always fun.
Well, I mean, speaking of our show, let's now throw it over to Sarah with a look at the overview.
Thanks, guys. So really the big picture is going to be this cold front. We're just going to bring some severe weather into the Mississippi and Alabama area on Saturday. So it's moderate, so that's going to be seeing maybe some hail, some strong winds, maybe even some isolated tornadoes. But we'll talk more into about what these mean. And as we get into Tallahassee, it's in the marginal, so we're still going to be under that risk of some severe weather, but not as severe as Mississippi and Alabama. But please keep up to date our Twitter page, and we'll keep you up to date on what to expect from this front, how to plan out your day. These winds are coming out from the south, so bringing in a lot of moisture into our area, bringing these dew points really up and making it a bit uncomfortable out. And these dew points will increase as this cold front does move into our area. Right over by the Oklahoma, Texas area, that's where that cold front is sitting, and it will move over as we get into Saturday and Sunday. And for tonight, we're going to be in the 60s all around the Big Bend area, so pretty nice, not too hot, not too cold, so a nice moderate in the 60s all around Tallahassee at 60, 64 in St. Mark's. But for later in the show, we'll have a good day for outdoor events tomorrow, so take advantage of Saturday, because once we get into Sunday, it'll be a bit of a rain out. We'll see that severe weather. But tomorrow, as I said, will be the thunderstorms on Sunday, so please be careful if you do go out. Probably should stay indoors, take the day off. And then, but beautiful rest of the week for the end of the, when we get into next week, we're going to have the sunshine will come back. So it'll be a really nice weekend, but for now, I'm going to send it over to Dylan with our lab trivia.
Thank you very much, Sarah. We're going to look at our trivia from yesterday, and we're going to have your answer finally here on the show. And it related to the retiring of the 4 hurricanes that were retired yesterday by the World Meteorological Organization. And the question is, what was the name of the last retired H hurricane in the Atlantic Ocean before Harvey? Harvey was retired yesterday, and our 4 options were Helen in 2012, Hortense in 1996, Hermine, which affected us here in Tallahassee in 2016, and Hannah back in 2008. And the statistics for the poll, a lot of people went with Hermine. At 61% of our voters went with Hermine, and the correct answer with 9% was actually Hortense back in 1996. Never making U.S. landfall, reached Category 4 status, and had 39 fatalities in the Dominican Republic and Haitian area. So they saw the major impacts, and that storm was retired back in 1996. But for now, we're going to send it back over to the wall for a local look.
Thanks, Dylan. No threat for hurricanes here right now, which is awesome. But we did have that naming ceremony, and they gave the new H name, which is super interesting. So thank you for that fact there. Currently in Tallahassee, we are seeing 78 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Today was a beautiful day if you did get to get outside, because that sun was peeking through. You got to get some vitamin D and just some light winds down there at 9 miles an hour. So we are seeing a high pressure situated off to our east, which is funneling in these southerly winds. So the moisture is abundant in Tallahassee right now. These winds are coming in at a fast pace as well, but what we are seeing is 13 miles an hour in Tallahassee and those winds bringing that moisture in. So take a look at this futurecast. I know that there's a lot going on, but we're going to keep our eye right here on this line over Dallas. And now as it makes its way east, this is the front moving, and that is one way to locate a front. So you can locate a front by those winds shifting. So tomorrow at about 4:39, that front will be situated directly over Alabama. And what Alabama will be seeing is a lot like what Arkansas saw today. So they have that threat for severe weather tomorrow and into Saturday. It is going to continue moving. Saturday will make its way overhead of Tallahassee, and by Sunday, South Florida and locations in Georgia will be seeing some of that action. So into tomorrow, as I said, Alabama is going to be seeing most of that action tomorrow. 2.5 inches of rain for those locations, but Tallahassee is going to get in on it just slightly, seeing a little bit less rain than Alabama, but we will still be seeing rain tomorrow night into Sunday. As for tonight's forecast, 61 degrees, and it's going to stay muggy because those southerly winds. So things will be muggy, but overall it will be a fine night. So get outside while you can, and get outside tomorrow as well, because tomorrow is going to be the last day before we get a washout on Sunday. So this is your weekend day. 84 degrees. Get out on the beach while you can tomorrow. Few passing clouds, and those winds will be slightly higher than what we're used to seeing, but fair conditions overall for tomorrow. Now into our 7-day. Saturday, that's tomorrow. We'll be seeing that sun and things will be beautiful. Into Sunday, Sunday is the washout. So 90% chance of rain and thunder will be involved. Few strikes of lightning. There definitely is a potential for a few strikes of lightning. So keep yourself weather aware so you know what's going on Sunday. Now into Monday and Tuesday, things will be clearing out as another high pressure becomes situated over our area. And look at those full suns for the rest of the week. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we will be seeing beautiful conditions. So Colby, let me know a little bit more about what's going on with that front right now in the southeast.
Well, thank you, Sydney. Let's take a look at that as we go into the southeast. First, from the Storm Prediction Center right there, you can see that moderate risk right draped along I-30 there from Little Rock back down toward Texarkana, and then I-49 down from Texarkana into Shreveport. Draping it is an enhanced risk. It's a large area. It's really, you have to understand about these enhanced versus the moderate risks. We go into that moderate risk. It's not about what type of weather phenomenon is going to happen, but it's really the confidence in the frequency. Today, with that moderate risk, we are expecting several long track tornadoes possibly across Arkansas there, especially in that moderate corridor. We'll have to watch that as it makes its way over to the east. 70 degrees right now, some rain cool there. They're starting to fill there in Little Rock. 77 over in Shreveport as we head back toward the east. Look there on the Florida Peninsula, very nice. 84 down there in Tampa, 80 there in Orlando. So very balmy conditions there. And those balmy conditions are really influenced by a lot of moisture coming up out of the Gulf of Mexico. Look at that moisture tongue. Places like Little Rock 70 there for the dew point. That's really providing a lot of moisture for those thunderstorms to fire up there that are back out to the west of us. 73 there in Shreveport. Oh, actually a little bit drier there. Tampa 55 and then 52 up in Atlanta. So really a lot of moisture to work with though overall, looking at the big picture. Look at the winds now coming into Little Rock out of the south at 21. That's right ahead of that front there. They're getting those southerly winds right ahead of that line of showers and thunderstorms that we've been looking at. And really all across the board there, you can see that southerly flow really influencing our weather across the southeast. But looking nationally, look at this. You got that low pressure system there draped across Iowa and then into Nebraska and swirling around it. On that backside, you've got some winter weather. But then really those showers and thunderstorms starting to explode across portions of Arkansas and then into eastern Oklahoma. We're going to have to watch as those continue to head our direction. We're going to look now at a futurecast. I don't want to block that front though, because the front still remains well off to the west there, right there on the Arkansas-Oklahoma border, and then this will actually progress eastward as we go into Saturday. It's going to be draped then over Mississippi, and we're going to sneak in a nice day. You can still see that southerly flow for Tallahassee, very nice conditions there. But then as we go into Sunday morning, that's when our threat of severe weather is going to be, as we see that front continue on to places like Savannah, there in Columbia, South Carolina. Cooler temperatures influence there behind it. Definitely going to be a flash flooding threat. Portions of southern Mississippi there could see up to over 2 inches of rain. And then for tonight's forecast, we'll drop down to 60 here in Tallahassee, 69 there in Jackson. Very mild, where they're still dealing with a lot of that southerly winds out ahead of the front. And then tomorrow, we're going to sneak in a really nice day here in Tallahassee, 84 degrees, 85 there in Montgomery. So really nice conditions there. And I'm going to actually throw it to the desk with Sarah and Sydney.
Thank you, Colby. So Colby did mention that moderate risk for severe weather, and we're here to explain to you guys what the risks 1 through 5 actually mean.
Yeah, because to you, you're like, what does moderate mean? Does do I need to get sheltered? What does severity of that means? So moderate is widespread severe storms are likely. So they're more long-lived, they're more intense. So you'll be seeing winds, strong tornadoes. So that's where you're going to be seeing more of your intense storms.
Yeah, and that did play out today because we saw that confirmed tornado just south of Fayetteville. So they did live up to that moderate risk. As we get into the next few days, Tallahassee is going to start seeing a slight risk. So what a slight risk is
basically scattered severe thunderstorms are possible. So it's not not very super high percentage, but it is likely we may see some come into the area. So that may be some high winds, maybe even some small size hail, but not super severe as Arkansas is seeing
Exactly.
right now.
So it's not going to play out the way that it played out in Arkansas today for us here tomorrow, but there is the potential for some of that severe weather, severe thunderstorm warning, some lightning associated with it. So definitely just be careful and keep yourself weather aware. And into Sunday, Sunday is the day that we're going to be seeing a lot of rain. And still parts of our viewing area will be in a slight risk and another part will be in a marginal risk. So a marginal risk is slightly under the slight risk. So far we've gotten moderate, which is number 4, slight, which is 2, and now we are in the marginal risk on Sunday, which is isolated severe thunderstorms possible. So this is, a little less severe.
But it's always good to stay up to date. You can stay up to date with our Twitter page or your local television station to see how this front's really going to impact our area. But for now, we're going to...
I'm going to be taking it out to the national. So we're looking at another radar right now of what's going on nationally. So right now we see this frontal system, as we've been talking about, going down the states and into Texas, the back end sitting in Texas. And look at this, associated with that is going to be some to the northern over the Great Plains is some snow and a mix of freezing rain and snow. Wow, it is April and we're talking snow here, guys. That's crazy. So dew points though, look at this dry line. So to the east of this dry line, we are seeing those moist conditions, that southerly wind pulling things up from the Gulf. And then to the west over here, Albuquerque at 5 degrees. So this is a tale of two nations, guys. The moisture is over here and the dry conditions are towards the west. So zooming in on this radar, we are going to see that mix over the Great Plains and then stretching a little bit towards the east. It becomes rain with some mixture still involved, but that is more dangerous because when you think you're just getting rain and it's freezing rain, you need to be careful on the roads and you need to make sure that you're taking precautions with your car and whatnot. And keeping yourself warm because it could be above freezing and it could be below. So taking a look at New Mexico right now, that was the 5-degree dew point in Albuquerque. So we are seeing not much rain. There is a few flickers of rain on this, which is great for them because they really need it. Right now, they have the two things that you need for the fire risk. Those two things are the high winds, which they are in a high wind advisory towards the east, and that really low dew point. So those two things together could help spread forest fires, which we do not want right now. So keep an eye on these risks as we go into the next few days because they are not going to be seeing much rain on this future cast, but who is going to be seeing the rain on Sunday at about 6 p.m. is Tallahassee. So we're going to begin to get the effects of this front on Sunday. Actually, we're not going to begin to get the effects. We're going to be getting rain most of the day on Sunday. And then up in Minneapolis and Chicago, they are seeing the mixture of some winter weather. So tonight's forecast, we are going to notice the cooler areas to the west. Albuquerque seeing 34 degrees, Salt Lake City 35. So they're seeing nice, the nice cool temperatures, and with some of that snow that the northern portion of the Great Plains are seeing. And then as we make our way east, Memphis at 66, Atlanta at 60, and Tallahassee down there at 60 as well. So I am going to be taking it over to Parker. And Parker, what's going on locally?
So thank you, Sydney. Currently in Tallahassee, we are sitting at 78 degrees. Over there in Bainbridge, it's 81. That's our hot spot on the map as of right now. So we are seeing these temperatures increase throughout the day, but they are going to be decreasing through the night. Our dew points are pretty high right now. We have winds coming from the southeast, which is just blowing this humidity from the Gulf of Mexico right into the Big Bend region. Apalachicola over here at 69. I believe their temperature was in the 70s, so that's pretty close to the regular temperature right now. So it's going to be really muggy outside. Looking at the satellite, we do have many watches and warnings in effect. This big old yellow area right here that I'm tracing is a severe thunderstorm watch, and we do have warnings, these little orange specks right here. Currently, there is a tornado warning in effect in northwestern Arkansas, just north of Little Rock. So this front will be moving east into our area Saturday night, so tomorrow. So be prepared for that severe weather. For the next few days, we see this front that's just stationary right now. It is moving slow eastward through the Dallas area, through Texas, Louisiana, parts of Oklahoma, and Arkansas. As it moves, it's going to go eastward, as I said before, and tomorrow it's going to be in parts of Alabama and Mississippi, bringing in torrential rainfall, possibly severe weather, likelihood of tornadoes and hail. Moving into Sunday in the afternoon, this front will be right over top of us. We're going to get some rain, maybe some severe weather. Let's hope not, fingers crossed. And yeah, so for tonight, we're going to be sitting at 60 degrees. That's pretty comfortable for this time of year. It's going to be a nice night. Go out and enjoy before we get this severe weather that comes through tomorrow and into Sunday. We have a baseball game tomorrow, Saturday at 2 p.m. It's going to be really nice. It's going to be clear, 81 degrees. Winds coming from the south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. A little bit gusty, but on the light side, so it's going to be fairly comfortable. Along with that baseball game, we have the spring football game that is tomorrow at 6 p.m. It's going to be really warm, and there's actually a concert afterward that I didn't know about. So I will be attending that game, and maybe even the concert. Those winds again, south-southeast at 10 miles per hour. It's going to be really comfortable, really nice. Our day planner for tomorrow, starting off at 64 degrees, nice again. As we move through the day, 11 a.m., 77, 82 at 3 p.m. with some clouds touching in. Tomorrow's forecast will be at 84. Big Bend area is going to be a hot one. Looking at the 7-day though, Sunday we're going to have some weather, and it's going to be raining. And all throughout after that cold front passes through, Monday through Friday, just beautiful sunny skies. And I think we're going to send things to the desk right now.
Thanks, Parker. That was his debut. He did a really good job.
Oh,
so congrats.
outstanding job.
Yeah, so Parker, welcome to the team.
Welcome to FSU Weather Team.
Yeah, so for this weekend, though, this is really going to be for Saturday. This is going to be the last day to be doing your outdoor activities, because Sunday we're going to get that rain. So we're going to be talking about some of the events that we can do on Saturday.
Well, we've got the softball game is actually away at Boston College, that's correct. But here we're going to have baseball against Duke, right? And that's in the afternoon, tomorrow afternoon, and that's about the same time as that spring game as well.
Yes, we'll have the spring game as well at 6. There will be a concert as well afterwards. There'll be like Vanilla Ice and Salt and Pepper will be there. So if you're into the 90s music, it's for you. So go and support the team.
So we'll sneak in some events on Saturday, but then as we transition into Sunday, do we need to start to worry about possibly our outdoor activities?
Possibly for a baseball game. For Sunday baseball, we're playing against Duke, which is continuing on. That's at 1 p.m. So that might be a chance that we may see some weather come in, but hopefully not. But if not, we still have softball that's playing, so you can still watch it. That one's away. They're still playing against Boston College at the afternoon time. So if you're still staying indoors for the weather, watch our softball team.
And
Yeah.
it'll just have to depend on, you know, when those storms come in. I think
Yes.
they're planning on them coming in the morning, but we'll
Yes.
just have to watch. That can transition by a couple hours, so just have to, you know, stay tuned and stay alert. So
Yeah,
we might have
definitely.
to-
But if you want to stay indoors, we also have the Flying High Circus. It does go on to Saturday and Sunday at 7 p.m. So that might be, we might be seeing more better chance in the Sunday evening for it might clear up. But we'll keep you up to date. So you can just go on Twitter and we'll get post for that.
Stay weather aware, but now for a look around Florida, we're actually going to throw it to the wall with Dylan.
Thank you. We've been talking about this weather aware, and we want to talk about how this front affects Florida into Sunday. And as the front moves eastward, you see most of the state of Florida, from the Big Bend region all the way down to the central part of Florida, in that slight risk, seeing possible severe thunderstorms for their area. So they can see some hail, a possible tornado or two, and some straight line winds, which are the biggest factor with this front as it moves eastward. But for us here in Tallahassee, we're in that marginal risk on Sunday. So we are going to see a bulk of the rain then, but we're not going to see the severe thunderstorms behind most of the front. As we look at the temperatures around the region, though, the farther you go south, the warmer it is. We're down into the 80s, the high 80s in Fort Myers. Though in Miami, it's a little cooler, and that's due to this wind coming off the coast. High pressure system, you can kind of see this clockwise rotation around, and with that, you get some wind off the coast down to up to 13 miles per hour in Miami. So it's cooling things off just a little bit there. And behind the landmass, behind the winds, you're going to see Tampa and Fort Myers only at 9. They're seeing those warmer land temperatures push into their area, and they're not going to see as coolness there. But our dew points throughout the state with this counterclockwise rotation in the Big Bend region, you're up to the 60s. Off that coast, all that southerly flow, bringing up our dew point, bringing in more moisture, and same on the western or in the eastern part of the state down in West Palm Beach and Miami. As we go into what it feels like, though, we're talking about a heat index again. It's spring, and we're starting to feel like summer. We're jumping up a bit. We're feeling like 80 degrees. This moisture, the dew point, really making it feel warmer than it actually is. And right now it's clear for the most of the state, but you can see over to my right, you see that front start to peek in, and it's going to start making its way and start impacting Pensacola into Saturday mid-afternoon into the evening, and you can start to see the rain really form. You get some spotty showers early into Saturday, but the rest of the state mostly clear, though you do have some offshore showers with that easterly wind down in South Florida. But this is the big story. That front's going to track eastward into Saturday, into Sunday, really seeing the bulk here in Tallahassee Sunday, and most of the state seeing these impacts Sunday. For tonight, though, cooling off a bit, but not as cool in Pensacola. You can really see where that front is. You see the yellow and the green. There's a big line there. That's where that front's situated. You see the rapid change in temperature due to that cold front. For us here in Tallahassee, not as cool. That moisture is not letting us cool down as much. So we're only seeing 60 degrees, and the rest of the state a little warm at night. And for tomorrow, you're going to see a decent day. You're going to start seeing the cold front impact Pensacola. That more cloud cover in their, the more cloud cover in their area is not going to let them warm up just as much as the rest of the state, cracking 90 degrees in West Palm Beach. And for the rest of South Florida, you get 85 in West Palm Beach and Miami. For us here in Tallahassee, it's going to be a little clear, but not too clear. We're going to have some clouds, but we're going to warm up drastically to 84 degrees, much warmer than we're used to. But right now, we're actually going to send it over to Sarah to wrap things up for our local look.
Thanks, Dylan. So for today was a really nice day. It was warm outside, and we did see some gusty winds, but we saw that cloud cover start to build up as these winds are coming out from the south, bringing in that moisture. So we're seeing more of those puffy cotton-like clouds. Look at the beautiful clouds coming by, passing by, and these clouds will stick around for into tomorrow and into Sunday when that cold front moves through. Currently, right now, it is 78 degrees. So it's actually pretty warm outside even for this evening time. It is partly cloudy, and the winds are coming out from the south, so bringing in a lot of that moisture where those clouds are building up and making these dew points pretty high up there. They're getting a little bit more into the more uncomfortable. You're kind of feeling the moisture in the air. 64 in Tallahassee, 63 in Quincy, Apalachicola at 69. So it's pretty muggy out as you watch this. So last night we were in the 40s. we were like 49, and now we're in the 60s. So we had a big jump as these winds are pushing a lot of this Gulf moisture into the air. With these winds coming up from the south, we're getting some gusty winds around the area, 13 in Tallahassee, 12 in Quincy. As you were walking through your classes, you probably saw some pretty strong gusts of wind. I know when I was walking my class, I was blown away by the wind that came through. And these winds will start to pick up as the cold front will move through into our area. Here's the futurecast winds. The cold front right now as we get into Saturday is sitting over Mississippi. It's going to be sitting there. As you can see, the shift of the wind starting to come up more from the northwest. The winds will continue to come out from the south into Saturday, bringing a lot of that moisture and really that high temperature we're going to be seeing. But once we get into Sunday, that's when it's going to really impact our area. We're going to see the impacts of the wind shift and bringing lots of rain. So we're going to be a bit of a rain out onto Sunday. Futurecast, we're going to be spared Saturday, so make sure you go out and enjoy your day. Go on to the events that we were talking, Colby and I were talking about. We'll be pretty clear. We'll maybe see some passing clouds as we go on through the rest of the day, but once we get into Sunday, that's when we're going to really see that cold front start to make itself known. Tonight's forecast, since those dew points are in the 60s, that's kind of a prediction of what our lows are going to be tonight. So tonight's lows are going to be in the 60s, 60 in Tallahassee, as well as Quincy and Monticello, 66 in Apalachicola. So all around in the 60s, so not too hot, not too cold, pretty nice day to go out. So make sure you enjoy your night while it lasts, because when we get into Saturday evening, then we may get some chance of some of that rain. But stay up to date for that. We'll give you more updates on that cold front. But for tomorrow, it's going to be hot. It's going to be a hot one. So make sure you bring water. Make sure you stay hydrated. Put sunscreen on. It'll be up in the 80s, 84 in Tallahassee. Bainbridge up there at 87. So it's going to be a warm one tomorrow for the spring game, which should be fine for that game. It'll be 78. It's at 6. We'll be comfortably warm. So make sure you stay hydrated. It'll be a bit gusty out. But when we get into the weekend, Sunday is going to be your big chance of that rain. But once that rain clears up, we'll have the sunshine come back. Our temperatures will increase, though, but take advantage of Saturday. But for now, I'm going to send it over the desk to close us.
Thank you, Sarah. That is a really nice looking 7-day there. Looks like we're going to sneak in one really nice day. We'll sneak in that Saturday, but then Sunday changes are coming, and then that's really going to be the day you want to be weather aware.
Yeah, you want to just be informed. Check with the National Weather Service. Have your weather radio ready to be prepared for any severe possibilities. Just be informed. Be prepared for some severe weather. Absolutely, and it's just you got to have a way to be alerted, especially for Sunday. But do not discredit Saturday. Saturday is going to be a day that you definitely want to make sure you have the sunscreen if you're going out to any of those events. So definitely stay hydrated, have the sunscreen. Don't get preoccupied by just focusing there on Sunday. So take those, be proactive there on Saturday and as well as Sunday. Yeah, we mentioned the heat index finally coming back. The summer-like temperatures tomorrow, though things cool off after the front on Sunday. You see back into the 40s on our low, and we're barely going to try to crack 70 on Monday past that front. Yeah, but then you see how that southerly flow really starts to dominate again. We're going to be back into the 80s by Wednesday. So yeah, there's a next front coming into Thursday, so we have the possibility maybe for another cool down after that front, but we'll see how that plays out. But hey, you want to stay aware, you want to follow us on Twitter. We have a lot of information. We're going to have your baseball forecast there tomorrow. Michael Anand is going to do that. And we also have Facebook, and we are streaming right now on YouTube, so you can check us out in all our old broadcasts just to be informed on that. And so we're going to post to social media with a more breakdown on the local forecast and how this front's going to impact us. Well, for everyone here at FSU Weather, I'm student meteorologist Colby Pope. I'm student meteorologist Dylan Leith. Have a great night, and remember, be prepared for this weather. Just be informed and make sure you are inside, and when you hear thunder roars, go indoors. For all of us here, good night.